She got so used to saying assemblyman, and I understand why. There are only two Latinas ever to be elected to the State Assembly. Number one, Carmen Arroyo, my sister, my mentor. In over 223 years, the first. And I am the second, so I understand. But it is Assemblywoman Naomi Rivera, and I am very proud to say that I'm from the beautiful, booming Boogie Down. Is the Bronx in the house? There we go. Bienvenidos. Somos is such an important event for our community for so many different reasons. And as we gather to celebrate our many accomplishments, and we gather to set an agenda to tackle pressing problems, we're reminded about the real importance of the job that we hold, because we get an opportunity to hear firsthand from our constituents, our neighbors, and our friends, the struggles that they're facing. And when we're in Somos, we're offered a unique opportunity because we get to identify who our real partners in government are, who our friends that are prepared to, as Chuck Schumer said, not just give lip service, but walk the walk with us when we're in time of crisis. We get to see that. I am very proud to have the opportunity to introduce to you tonight a phenomenal woman that is prepared to take on a challenge, a crisis that we in the Latino community are facing. Yesterday, news reports told us that 15% of young Latinas have attempted suicide. That percentage increased in the borough of the Bronx since 2008 from 13% to 15%. In Brooklyn, 21%, which I think comes out to about 1 of every 5 young Latina attempting suicide. This is a complicated problem that needs attention, and I am so honored that part of the solution is with us here today. Again, a real friend in government. Now, maybe these young Latinas have never had a role model to look up to. And maybe they don't see opportunity within reach. Again, we have a friend that we need to support, that we need to promote, that we need to remember, who is prepared to build bridges for our young ladies, who is a role model, she is a mother, she is a wife. She is strong, she is intelligent. She is one of only 17 women in the United States Senate, a committed public servant. She's a tireless advocate for children and families, and has built her reputation in Congress as an independent lawmaker, driven to achieve outcomes for the public good. It is my pleasure to introduce to you this phenomenal woman, a true friend that is prepared to walk with us in time of crisis, not only for Somos. Please put your hands together for our United States New York Senator, Christian Gillibrand.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And thank you for your incredible service, not only to the Bronx, but to our entire state, and to everyone here at Somos Weekend. You are a beacon of light and hope for all of us, so thank you so much for your service. As she was saying about what I can do, there's one thing I cannot do. I do not know how to make pasteles. So Carmen, you need to teach me. I need to know. We had a lovely taste testing at our table. I made sure the mayor had some. I witnessed Tom DiNapoli have some. So we are very much in favor of the pasteles. So thank you, Carmen, very much. I want to thank Chairman Ortiz for his leadership, his vision, his dedication, his service. This conference is extraordinary, and his passion shows in every aspect of it. I want to thank our great governor and lieutenant governor for their leadership for this state. These are very tough times, and Governor Cuomo has showed us extraordinary strength and vision about the future of our great state. I want to recognize our mayor who is here, and our attorney general, and our controller. I want to thank you all for the service that you give to our great state. It means an enormous amount, and we all here are here to work with you. I also want to recognize my senior citizen senator, Senator Schumer, senior senator. I love that joke, but anyway, he's on his way, but we love Chuck, and I am very proud of the work he's done on the Judiciary Committee. It really does make a difference. I can tell you, our judiciary decides every issue that affects every aspect of our lives, and to have Senator Schumer's dedication to make sure all of our communities are well represented means you have a voice in every branch of government. It's been a great pleasure to be here this weekend to celebrate with you our accomplishments, but also to lay out a foundation and a plan for the work we have to do in the future. There's no question that we have challenges. This is the most difficult economy many of us have faced in our lifetimes, and we have to make sure that all of us have the tools we need to grow this economy, and that means focusing on small businesses. Small businesses create 2/3 of all new jobs. The fastest growing sector within small businesses are women and minority-owned businesses. So making sure all of our community has access to capital and tax credits will make the difference in creating a growing economy once again. We also have to make sure that we are empowering those among us. And I can tell you, as Naomi said, the heartbreaking stories of young women who are committing suicide in our communities is something a mother or a father cannot tolerate, and we must stand strong against it. The statistics of 15% of our Latina teens committing suicide is a story that we cannot fathom and fully understand. I read a story about a 16-year-old girl in Brooklyn named Angela, and she felt so alienated and so unable to deal with her anxiety and depression, she stopped going to school, and she was going to drop out. She felt so isolated that she attempted suicide. We need to make sure we have the resources for these young girls, whether it's counseling or medical attention or a greater vibrant community. We have to go the extra mile. I talked to Nydia Velasquez this morning about this issue. We are going to meet with the CDC and have a conference in May. We are going to make sure that the funding for organizations that prevent this kind of alienation and this kind of depression are not only funded, but are empowered to do greater outreach. There's just one doctor that's serving this community right now, Dr. Rosa Jill at the Community Life Center in the Bronx and Brooklyn. We have to make sure she has the resources to expand these efforts. But this is not the only story that depresses and concerns me gravely. As we read the paper every day, 25% of Hispanic children are dropping out of school. 1 in 4. What future will that child have not having the education that he or she needs? We have to do much better. Look at the statistics for the health and well-being of our students. The levels of childhood obesity, the levels of asthma, the levels of kids that are dragged into gangs. We have to do better by our children. We must make them our priority. The reality is that every policy we look at on the federal and state level affects whether we have the resources and ability to address these concerns. But every child in America should have the opportunity to reach his or her potential. Con el futuro de nuestros hijos no se juega. No se juega. That's right. And one more, lucharé por sus hijos como lucho por los míos. And that means that I will fight for your children as hard as I fight for my own. We have to also concern ourselves about education. And we know that as these cuts are made on the federal level, our opponents keep cutting early childhood education. The importance of that opportunity for kids between 1 and 5 is unbelievably important in that child's ability to achieve their future. So we have to make sure that these cuts do not stay. We also have to help our English language learners. Our young children need every opportunity in the schools to be able to learn English so they can reach their potential. We have to make sure that every child in this country can live the American dream. And that's why we need comprehensive immigration reform. And that's why we have to revisit the DREAM Act. And that's why this time we have to pass it. There are many challenges, and the list goes on, but one saying that I know is true, and it is a great saying in the Puerto Rican culture, that's Dios aprieta pero no ahoga. God never gives us more than we can handle. Together we will solve all of these problems. We will meet each challenge. God bless you.